Do, do. See if I can get all this in here. Yeah, that's good enough. That, and of course that. No, I don't want that. All right, so do you want to remove ads? No, thanks. There we go. All right, I believe we're live. I am still not feeling very well, but I will muddle through this somehow. I'm just double checking something here. Okay, there we go. Downsize that, bring up size this. Yeah, it's been a rough few days, folks. Just everybody being sick and really, oh God, haven't picked up a paintbrush or anything, and I'm probably the most disorganized I've ever been today. We'll get through it, and we'll figure it out. So let me take a sip of water here so I don't choke on my words. There we go. Now I can do anything. All right. So where did we leave off last time? We kind of got base coats on everything else. Cthulhu Kitty's chilling out, which is good. And kind of left with these big dogs here. So what do you do with them? Here to watch you polish these puppies off. Still sick, eh? Yeah, that sucks. It sure does. Yeah, just I'm kind of trying to keep it together, especially this week. It's such a busy week. Thursday we got battling brushes, so we're gonna try to get through that too, because that's a long day. And Friday we'll figure everything out from there. Just a day at a time, I guess. That's the best way to do it. Hello, Rob. Hope you and your family are better. Janice has got it pretty good now. Justin's starting to sound a little better. I'm feeling a bit better, but still on the lousy side. It's the first time I've been out in the studio since Friday, so I'm a little disorganized. How you doing, Lori? I think Justin and I are on our own this weekend, so we are going to fill in some things. I wanted to run some things by some people. I'll wait till a bunch of you guys get in here and then see what you think, because I always like to run things by you. I've got to get better because I got to start getting ready for powerlifting World Championships in December. So I got to deal with that. So I got to start getting ready for that. TTT for life. Hey Rob, hope you get better soon. I am here to get inspiration out of work on disability died to fracture ankle. So I figure I might as well spend this month trying to paint minis at home. Oh, do. Oh boy. I hope you feel better. That's more important than anything else. Mr. Oswald, how are you, my friend? Um, I'm going to do something a little different with these guys here. I seen where everybody kind of made them really, really dark. I'm going to go dark, but I kind of like this Nurgle green. So I'm going to show it up here so you guys can see it. I really kind of like this. And I think it'd be good on these, so I'm going to wing it. See how it looks. And then I figure maybe if we go over with a dark wash. But then again, I started looking at this Lorne green too. Darker type of green, which kind of fits the mold of this guy. So I'm kind of arguing with myself on what to do here. I think I might, do I go lighter and shade darker, or do I go darker and shade darker? I'm going to make an executive decision, and I think I'm going to go with the Lorne Forest. There we go. How's that? I'm going to go darker, shade darker, but bring out his facial features with kind of like an emperor children. Kind of have those pink tentacle things going on here. So we're just going to take our bigger brush, and guess what we do when we have our bigger brush? We just don't care. We just, as I would say, smother the paint on. All we're trying to do is cover this bad boy and get a good coat on a paint on this guy, and that's the most important thing. Nurgle with a green wash might work. Of course, I went the complete opposite, Dave. I'm sorry. Uh, it was just on a whim. I am almost finished my Mansions of Madness minis. Keen to see what you do. Well, I'm not going to do anything special, that's for sure. Just going to keep it nice and simple, especially painting when you don't feel good. Actually, when you don't feel good, that's usually the best time to paint, believe it or not. So we're just going to kind of really get this in here. Not going to worry about getting it on the base. Not going to worry about getting it on anything. As I'll clean up the base later because I realize there's some things that I have to paint black. So while I got the black out, I'll just touch up the bases. So right now, it's just a matter of just getting that paint on this guy with some authority. Let's shake that up a little bit. Get a little water on that brush. Nurgle green with a wash mark. Yeah, okay. Just making sure I didn't get behind all the comments. Oh boy, I tell you. This thing has really kicked the butt out of me. I don't like being sick. I haven't been sick in almost 6 years. And the last time was just a 24-hour thing. My wife gave me 2 of those NyQuil things to knock me out that night. Next morning I got up. Felt 100% better. But age will do things to you that you normally don't expect. You're not that young kid that can just get up every morning and go 100 miles an hour right out of bed on 2 hours of sleep. You get older, you need your rest. And that, unfortunately, my friends, is the story of life. And I'm learning it the hard way, even though I've heard it 1,000 times from other elders who have tried to teach me well. Rob, if you are painting a miniature that does not have any picture to give you an idea, what colors to paint it, what do you do? You just kind of look at the thing and try, like this. I don't have a real picture to go by. So I just looked at it and I said, well, from my memory, what would I want to see? What do I think I want to see? And, I remember Cthulhu was green, but do I want to make him that bright green that I remember him as? So I just kind of, honest to God, just get something in my head and just wing it. I really do. I just wing it. Sorry, I should have glued his front area too, but I just glued the back area. I glued everything a little bit earlier just to get it done before you guys came in here. And just trying to make sure I catch all the areas here. Actually, I have to put down the headset and make sure that we get everything. I got some brand new lighting that'll be here very soon. I'm very excited about that. And I came to a conclusion after the whole YouTube debacle where I'm getting killed on certain things. I'm just going to demonetize the entire channel eventually, I think. And what I was thinking of doing was having a patron. Now he said, oh yeah, well, that's like everything else. But I want to do this one a little different. For those of you that would donate monthly, a certain amount, you're guaranteed, after a certain amount of money that you've donated, one painted game from me. And I think that's fair, so you get something out of it. And also, I was also thinking of people that donate getting t-shirts and things like that. It's an idea I've been floating around in my head. So I would do the thing where you would contribute a certain monthly, and once those people have hit a certain figure, I would contact them by email and say, okay, well, this month or this week, I'm painting this. Would you like that, or what would you like painted? You know, within reason. I've got to paint Kingdom Death Monster for somebody, unless you really donate a lot of money. So I was thinking of doing something like that, but it's still early in the works. I looked at it, and you know, it's quite intimidating, the whole thing. Let's see. Hi, Rob. Hi, Nathaniel. I'd go with green with gray tinges for the wings. Tinge. Tinge. Ugh. Let me wipe that away from my face. There we go. Let's see here. All right, we got that green on there pretty good. Maybe just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more on that brush. Close that up good. Let's just really make sure that we got all those areas I wanted to get. I'm not, you know, I don't think the gray is a bad call there, Dave. But I want to see how a camo shade goes over this guy. And then maybe come over the top with that lighter green. So I'll show you what I mean once this dries. I've got something in my head, and I think we're going to give it a whirl. And if you like it, hey, great. If you don't, well, we'll try something else with the other one. There's two of these guys. But I'm just not going to sit here and paint both of them. That'd be boring. So we're going to let that guy dry. Clean off this brush. Let's see. I'll back you on Patreon. That's good, even without the rewards. Well, you know, I've always believed that you should get something. If you're going to back something, get something that would mean something. Get something equal value of your money, or something more valuable than your money. You know, and I just think, I really think if enough people did it, you know, live painting and all kinds of different other little perks that we can put in there. Let me just take another sip there. You know, it's got to be reward filled, or else I wouldn't feel right about it. Oh, that'll help pay for the new camera, and just keep on doing things, and I'd be able to keep track of things, and that would help me ease the pain on some of the giveaways I would do every month. Because if the Patreon hit certain levels, I would give away painted things every month, as well as when people hit certain levels. So it'd be kind of like a cash reward thing. Let's see. Oh, I've got a ton of email to answer, folks. I'm sorry. I thought the thing buzzed for something else. That's the queen of all reality in all her glory. Such a pretty girl. She'd be ticked off if I showed that picture of her. She always thinks she's so ugly. But that's my girl. All right, what were we going to do? There was something I was going to do, and I've got to stick with it here. Okay, yes. While Big Boy here is drying, what we want to do is we want to take some of this, not Reichland Earthshade, but we want to take that Aggrass Earthshade that we were talking about. Now we got our little fat boys, and we left them in a precarious kind of position. I'm going to have to do something here with this camera. Hold on here. Videos are the reward. Patreon to cover your costs. My costs aren't that much. Let's see. My thing, I was just hoping that would, okay. Unfortunately, if this is blurry, save changes. If it's blurry here, you can see my hands. So I just got to make sure I keep my hands here. And that way, when we come up, you guys can see what I'm doing here. So let's adjust the camera. Again, forgive me, I don't have, oh no, that's too low. There. And even that's not working. Boy, today is just not my day. Hold on. I'm terribly sorry for this. I am just not winning. Back out. There we go. Save. Pick up the guy. There. Okay. All right. So when I show you something, it'll come in. Okay, good. All right. So I'll try to paint up top here a bit. So let me pull my chair a little closer. It's the other thing, the stand. I cannot stand this thing. I'm going to go build my other one so I can bring my camera back down to where it is. If I brought that down, I could not paint with this. Things just falling all over the place with the way things are, unfortunately. All right, so let's get back to it. Agrax Earthshade. We're going to just dig a little out of there. And I'm just going to try to watch this up top here. All right, so we're going to take Fat Boy here, and we're just going to take that and really work that into his hand area. Try to work it around his face area. And we can just pull a little bit off of that and work it right into this guy as well. Because we want to bring out his face, his fists, his fingers as such. So we have some, so you have some kind of facial expressions there. There we go. Got to paint the top of their hats too. Whoops. I am really butterfingers. This damn doggone fever is really taking a lot out of me. All right, so again, that's what we're trying to do there. All right. I'd back in a heartbeat if money wasn't such an issue right now. Well, again, I'm not here to beg for anybody's money. And if you guys can't afford anything, I don't care about that. I just want you guys to watch the videos. I really do. I just figure one way to kind of get things going is people are always asking me to do commissions, and I never feel comfortable doing commissions. I just don't. There we go. You see how that sits in on his face there? It's exactly what we want. We want Fatty to sit there and get a little bit of that in there. All right. I'm going to do the same. I'm actually having to paint on an arc. This is unbelievable. Oh, I'm going to make my own thing again. I'm going to rip this top piece off and I'm going to put it onto the new thing. That's what I've decided I'm going to do. Hopefully it'll come off together. Else that'll be a real pain in the neck. All right. Again, just working that wash in there onto his hands and onto his face. So we're going to let those dry. Then we'll worry about their top hats later. The little fat guys. Now we're going to do the same. Oh, we did do the same thing with these guys here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can see how it just sat in there perfectly for our guy there. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Rob, have you thought about separate channel for the wargaming stuff? No, I'm just going to keep doing it here. I really think I don't want to separate it from the channel. I like the channel being the way it is. When we do war stuff, we do war stuff. When we do board stuff, we do board. You can just kind of go through and I'll kind of separate everything. and do things that way. Do the videos get linked on BGG? I just started doing that. So I just started linking them over there. So that seems to be going pretty well so far. All right, let me close that up. All right, I forgot what we did with these guys. What color did I use? Oh, I used the Sotek green. That's what I did. It was Sotek green. See, this blurriness is driving me nuts. It's probably driving you guys nuts. All right, so let's do this. We're just going to have to wing it today. All right, so that, we're going to go back there. Save, and I'll just do my best to get it as close as I can so you guys can see it. You know, try to keep it at this range. There we go. So I just want to touch up, oh, excuse me, a few areas with Sotek green. So I'm going to shake that up a bit. I've done a few videos. I just figured out how to do it. I was having the darndest time trying to figure that out. And again, I'm just trying to cover the areas that I missed when we were doing it the other day. I want this to just kind of get in there real quick because I saw a couple spots that I missed on these frog guys, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to lighten them up and bring out some detail on these guys. And we're going to work that in there a little bit. And when new lighting gets here, that'll make a difference. And again, it's a thing where I just need to get a better camera. So right now I'm just using a regular webcam to do this. So if I just get myself a little bit better camera, I'll be able to get a lot more detail for you guys going forward. So that's what we're looking forward to, and we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm going to wait and see what this lighting does. Going to Huracan Friday. So if you guys are in the Orlando area, which I know it's impossible for a lot of you, I will be there all Friday. And Justin, well, unfortunately, Justin's not going to be able to make it with me. I was hoping that he would go because we had some things in the wheelhouse that we wanted to give a whirl. But he is going to make sure that he writes down what we're going to draw up, what we want, and how the table is going to look. And we've got a big surprise for everybody. It's going to be something to see. Maybe set up a guild so we have a meet place between you and the YouTube stuff. Not sure how to do it. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I know Tom has one, so I'll see him on Thursday, so I'll ask him how he does it, and we'll take it from there. All right, so where are we going next? Well, that's easy. I think we got that there. Those guys there, we already put all the wash on those guys. We want to touch those up. Those guys we did the wash. The ghosts look pretty good. The ghoul we'll worry about very shortly. All right, let's take a shot at it. Let's take this camo shade and see what it does. So we're doing on our ghoul here. Which magical brush should we use today? Oh, that seems as good as anyone. Always use your cheap brushes. Let me use the cheap brush. So we're going to shake this up real good. I'm hoping to go. I'm thinking Friday, Justin and I will finally do that Mercs thing. Because it'll just be him and I. Alright, so as you can see, I'm just going to really just get that wash in there. Try to just work it in. We'll see how it goes on here. That's not too bad. It's darkening up the guy a little bit. Trying to bring out some of the recesses that he has. Doesn't have much. Alright, going on over here. This really is effective on the wings. Very effective on the wings. Actually, I like it a lot on the wings. There we go. And we'll just drag that down. And there we go. And same thing here. And just really kind of work that in. And do the same thing on the front section here. And that's where we're starting to get some of the highlights, where he's a little more detailed in the front. And really just working it in there. Notice how I haven't painted those tentacles yet, because if I get some of this on there like I'm going to now, I really didn't want to get it over the area that I was trying to concentrate on. And there we go. And you can see the difference. You see how the wings just, it sits in that bottom recess. And you drag that up in there. There we go. Rub it on his foot, on his little private area. If he has a private area, I don't want to know. I don't even care. But we did have to make mention that we cover every area. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to let that sit for a bit, let that dry up. All right, and then we're going to do something cool with that guy. So while we have the green out, we've got our zombie dude. And we're just going to, oh, like I always tell you, if you want to make a zombie, make him quick. Put a little pale wash on him. And boom, insto zombie. Yeah, just get it all in there, and we'll clean up his dress and, well, his gear that he's wearing a little bit later. Boom, insto zombie, and boom. That's how you do that. Very quickly and efficiently. So while those washes are drying, we're going to keep our big brush out, and there's a reason for that. Borg should have a couple of CNC games coming out. Tricom, Revolutionary War, and Medieval. You should try to get details out of him. Yeah, you know something? He's going to be there, so I'm going to actually go up to him and I'm going to talk to him a little bit on camera. And he's a very, very, very wonderful man, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to talk to me. He always is very, very just laid back on Fridays. I think that's a con that he enjoys, where he just sits back and just talks to some old friends and relaxes. Oh, sorry about that. I need a little water. He really is a remarkable, remarkable man. I mean, just very nice, very kind. I mean, what more could you want out of a designer? Probably a legendary designer, if you really think about it. So hopefully I'll be able to grab a few minutes with him, and if not, hey, you know something, the guy deserves a con that he can go to and just relax. That's the way I feel about it. We're going to take some of this Drakenhof Nightshade, and I think I'm just going to go over our little fish friends here. But that's not the way they're going to stay. Nathaniel, will they be GMT block versions or another publisher? Do you know? Oh, okay, that wasn't for me. Justin and I are actually thinking of doing 1812. Is it 1812? We were taking a look at that Academy game. I really like Academy games a lot. You know something? I forgot to do something here. Doggone it. Just noticed these two clowns over here. Well, we're going to hold off on the blue. And we're going to go back to our... I just had it. We'll go back to our camo shade for a minute. If I can find it again. It's because this thing is so disorganized, as I am. because I feel like dog. Both are blocks, although Tricom Compass, not GMT. Okay. Compass games. Wow. There's a name. We've got we've got a lot of big war games coming up. Justin and I, we really have been crushing some books. Oh, okay, this really isn't too bad going on. Kind of like this. It's a little darker, but it seems to be working very efficiently on here. And boom. Now also, let it be said, okay, there we go. I know there's some expansions coming out. Is it next week or this week? I think it's next week. No, it's actually this week for Mansions of Madness. So don't be surprised if you see part 3 painting. Probably Thursday night. I might do it on Dice Tower. I might do it here. We had such a goof with the Dice Tower. Somehow my account, all the accounts got switched off. So I didn't have administrative rights, so I couldn't do my usual Thursday night painting there. Which was okay, I missed it. And then the following week, of course, I was with my grandson. So what are you going to do? Lucy May, how are you, my dear? You started me painting. That would only be fair. I would donate a painted game for you to auction. Well, that's awful nice of you. I cannot comment. I've always noticed your comments, Lucy. You've always been very, very kind to me, and I thank you very much for that. You are a very, very, very nice person. Always very polite, very well thought out with your posts. Question, Ivan. What do you do with the rinse water and water from any pallets you use? What's the most ecological, okay method to get rid of the water and the acrylic paints? What I usually do is, believe it or not, because I live in Florida, I usually just wash it out and dump it into I have like a metal can, and then it just dries out. It dries out within a day or two. I don't put it into the ground. And if you had to do it, depending on where you were, I would basically put it into the toilet if you could, because that supposedly goes to refiltration, supposedly, or the sewage. So hold on, a second edition will have minis that try. Oh, okay, that's something else. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our blue here. I usually use the water till it's almost like mud. So there we go. We're just going to take this very dark blue wash and go over our little retarded friends here. Our frog killers from outer space. Or whatever the heck they are. I have no idea what these things are. I've yet to play this game in the 10 years that I've had it. But we are taking care of that this weekend. I can promise you that. Hopefully we're physically able to. But we will do our best. And we're just going to do this. And do that. I'm trying to figure out who's about to walk into the studio here while I have the sign out there that says, oh, by the way, I'm taping. What child would be foolish enough to attempt such a thing? Probably all of them. All right. All right. So you can see where that's really getting into those recesses and stuff. And that's really what we try to do. Evaporation, yeah. Believe me, because of the heat here, it evaporates faster than you can ever imagine. And I'll just wash the metal can. I mean, you'd just be surprised how much of it just dissipates. It really does. Then it dries on the bottom of the can, and you got like a multicolor thing. Now, I have turpentine for my oils, and what I'll do is I will box that. I will set it up, and I will get a 5 gallon jug and bring it down to be disposed of after I use it. But that's like almost a whole year's worth. And the odorless turpentine, it captures all the oil paints. And what I usually do is I will bring that down to the hazardous waste refuge and say, hey, this is what this is, and let them figure out what to do with it. And they always do. They know exactly what to do with it. Okay, so we got these guys nice and done. This is almost dry. That's almost dry. That's good. Our zombie's almost dry. We can start almost figuring out a few things here. Well, while we're at it, we're going to wipe this brush off. We're going to let everything dry just a little bit longer. So in that meantime, I think we are going to take, oh, there it is. Let's put that, we're going to put, well, we need that. So we're going to close this up real good, which we're going to do. We're going to push this away. And what we have here is our retribution armor. Let's see. I have heard nothing about it. Then all of a sudden on the Dice Tower Watch it played, even Geek and Sundry mentioned it. What are you talking about? Oh, Rob and everyone else. I saw it. I saw it when Tom got his hands on it. I was able to see it. He actually asked me. He said, "Hey, Rob, can you come up to the room? I want you to see something." And he showed it to me. And I don't know. It's nice. I think it's more fluff than anything else. I think will it be good? I don't know. I haven't played it, but I don't know. I just wasn't overwhelmed by it. I mean, I just didn't look at it and go, "Wow, I have to have this." Will I get it? Yeah, probably. Just more out of curiosity. Okay, so I really like this gold, and I like to use it on their staffs, on their crosses. I like to get their necklaces here. There we go. Get the back side. And then boom. Acolyte. Because, they're not in this for nothing. I mean, bringing the Dark God and all that other junk that they want to bring into the world, there's got to be some payment for that. So they want to have some of the finest jewelry around. So don't let them fool you. They got some nice stuff. That's why we're going to put it on them. See? Just like that. There we go. Push him back. Come here, son. And we're just doing this while we're waiting for those things to dry. Well, the best thing I could tell you is always be doing something. If you're waiting for something to dry, pick up something else, do it. By the time you're done with it, it'll be dry, and then you can move on to the next step of something. Always be moving, always be painting, always be putting a color on something, because it's going to just cut everything down. It's going to cut all your times down, and it's just going to make everything a lot easier for you in the long run. And you're not going to feel like a mountain. If you sit there, wait for something to dry. Sometimes I do go grab something to eat. Okay, let's just take a little break here. It's called coming up for air. Every once in a while, you got to do it. All right, there we go. All right, 2 more of these clowns. 2 more. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm missing a few things here because I'm painting acolytes. Rob, I just painted all my stormtroopers in Rebellion. White primer, Newell wash, then white paint, dry brush. Small black touch-ups. They look great. I'm glad. That's the way they're supposed to be. Perfect. Dice Tower, Raho. Yeah. Rob, question, and I apologize if this has been asked before, but have you ever painted eyes? Yeah, quite a bit. Quite a bit. I just when it's something really important, I'll do eyes. If it's just something I want to get to the table and I'm not sure about a game, I will do my, as I call it, table ready version of things. Now my things like Arcadia Quest and stuff like that, you can't get away with it without doing the eyes because the head is so large and it's such a big feature. Their heads and their expressions are more important than the rest of the figure a lot of times. So with chibis, you really you can't cheat the system there. You got to do it all. But there are plenty of times, especially big figure, important figures for like Warhammer and stuff like that. There's certain games where just, somebody is so important that if you don't put attention to that detail, it actually ruins the experience of the game. There are just certain games that are meant to be painted and painted well. And you just give it your best. That's pretty much it. All right, let's see what this clown has here to offer. All right, so we're just going to make that gold. Yeah. Maybe we'll... Monsignor, huh? What do I want to do here with you? Well, I think I'll come around with a gold band, and then I will come up with a white top for him. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Then we'll throw a couple jewels in that hat. And he'll be the belle of the ball. There we go. I think that works. All right, we can touch that up in a little bit. All right, that's gold. I like that. There we go. All right. So let me answer a few questions before I move on to another step here or something. Rob, okay. That is something that Rob will have to teach me. I hate dealing with faces. Faces, if you highlight and just dry brush properly, you almost really don't have to do too much more to them. They do all the work for themselves. Sorry for the broken message. This tablet is awful. I'm sorry, Ellen. I never do eyebrows on my Zombicide minis. Sheesh. Yeah, they're a little tough, but sometimes they do make a big difference. I always struggle with eyes, so I use a cheap white cream eyeball and then pinhead dipped in color, then black tip to pen. Yeah, sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes that's all you need to take you home there. Thanks for your opinion on Mercs and Minions. I thought you'd be less starry-eyed. Yeah, to be honest with you, everybody it was such a top secret thing. I think the hype's bigger than what the game is. I mean, I took a look at it and I went, wow, that's really, really cool. But it, you know, it wasn't something I've been thinking about for the last week or so. All right, see how nice and dark this guy is now? Well, we're going to change that. Remember I was debating whether to use this color or not? Well, we're going to use it, but we're going to dry brush certain areas now. So we're going to kind of give them a little bit of a tone. So what we did is we put a dark color underneath, then we went darker with a wash. So now we got all this nice darkness, but okay, where's the depth? Where's the depth, Rob? Well, we're about to fix that. That's still a little too wet for me. Nobody looks at the bottom of the bases, trust me. So now what we do is we take this guy, like so. I'm trying to get it positioned in the camera here. And it's very, very lightly. And we work over those high points and those eyebrows and those wings ever so lightly, like we're tickling it. And you can see it's not overtaking something, but it is giving this guy what I call, his torso now is a little bit lighter. Now you see how that wing is compared to that wing? It's got a little more life to it. See how his front section now kind of certain areas stand out? I'm going to do the same thing on his back here. Just going to ever so lightly work that brush. And then we're going to take the area that we kind of wiped off the paint, wherever that was. Now I can't find it. No, that's okay. That's why we have a tube of it. And again, just take a little smattering on each side and work it off into our thing here. Now tomorrow, I think Grahamtastic is going to be my guest on Painting by Numbers with Rob. And I'm hoping that my little buddy there from Open Box Gaming will come on. I'm looking forward to that. So we're going to be doing that around 7 o'clock. Look for it tomorrow. Look now, see what I'm doing here. Look what I'm doing. I'm just taking and tickling that brush. It's like I'm going to sneak up on one of my kids and I'm going to tickle him and make him laugh. Just enough where that wife's been bad, so I'm going to tickle her and get punched in the head because she doesn't want me tickling her. Or I've done something stupid and I'm trying to be lighthearted and it's not working. That's the way you want to paint it. And I'll show you what's going to happen here because I'm going a little bit harder this time over it. Now, look what happens here. See how we have that? See how we have that? We didn't take away we didn't take away that dark green. We didn't take away the wash, but we've added that light green, and that's where it's all coming on top here. And it's really bringing this guy to where we want him to be. We want this guy in the game here. We want people to look at him and go, wow, there's something going on with this guy. He's bad. He's got some intent in his heart. And it didn't take us much. It's just being smart. It's being very smart with your brush, being very smart with your paint. There you go. I mean, it's just really, really working out very well there. There we go. And just everything kind of comes into perspective here. All right, so now I feel very good that we've got his skin perfectly where we want it. And now we have to concentrate on these guys right here. And there's nothing better than a little screamer pink to bring that to life there. Now, screamer pink might be the way to go unless I think of something else I want to put in there. Where's my Emperor's Children? Because that's always a good color to kind of work into the whole mold here. You know, it's just subtle little things that can really bring out a particular model. And those are the kind of things that you really want to work on and things you want to do. I have to get up here, folks. I'm sorry. As a matter of fact, Emperor's Children. There we go. All right. So first, we're going to take our Screamer Pink, and we are going to. Oops. Let's make sure we shake that up really, really good. Hey, Jim. How are you? Sorry if let me. Did I miss a whole bunch of stuff? Bu- 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 No. Oh, there he is. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Ian is hooked on Warhammer Age of Sigmar now, painting his Skaven army now while he watches. Mansions of Madness coming up here soon. Only have 1.0. That's all you really need, buddy. I'm also looking forward to Kickstarter. Blah, 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 blah. Boy, this chat's really moving today. All right. Yeah, we'll work on faces, Lori. That's for sure. Looking good. Thank you. Howdy, folks. How are you, Hunter? Ian, if you get a chance, if you could pop in tomorrow, I'll send you a link tomorrow around 7 o'clock. Let me see here. Blah, 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 blah. Is my hand even moving? Did it freeze up here? Oh, not. Okay. Oh, there we go. So, what I'm thinking of doing, yeah, I'd like to get Ian in tomorrow for a little bit. We're going to have Graham-tastic in, who will come in, and then somewhere around 7:30 or so, because I want him to show off his thing, if that's okay with his parents, and talk about a little bit of the things that he's been doing lately. It's always good to talk to my little buddy. Let's see here. So with that said, there we go. We're going to take this little brush here, and let me just get back to where we are. I am loving the bony definition, Rob. Looking great. Thank you very much. I just received Fire Team Zero in the mail. Slew of painting to do. Yeah, it's a monster paint. If I can convince Justin to just like it, I'm going to paint it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take its Screamer Pink, and all I want to do is get the tentacles here. And I just want to make sure I'm a little bit neater with this than I am anything else. And this isn't going to look right away, but don't worry about it. I mean, you can see that the pink is kind of overtaking it a little bit, but don't worry about that. I've got a plan for that. I've always have a plan. At least I think I always have a plan. And we just kind of want to work our way in there. There we go. Into that edge. And then we're going to paint these guys underneath. There we go. And this is just such a simple method too. It really is. I mean, there's nothing to paint in these guys. This is one of those victory painting things. I mean, you really, really feel good about yourself after you paint this. All right, there we go. See? And we got those tentacles in there. And yeah, they kind of stick out, but we're going to take care of that very shortly. Speaking of eyes, we've got to decide what color eye we want to give this creep. Now we got this kind of pink working. Now we can go with a really revealing eye. Now let's see here. You can go with a red eye, but that'd be kind of dull if you really think about it. If you go with a red eye with those tentacles there, it kind of takes away from the eye. And if you go with a bright green eye, it might take away from it a bit. So I'm wondering, do you go with something orange, maybe? With a little highlight? You know, I definitely wonder what you want to do here with his eyes, because his eyes are kind of big here. So let me just put on my light there so we can, oh, there we go. So we can focus in on it. And you can see his eyes really kind of are in a part and part. So if it really looks sinister, it'll be kind of important there. So, it's a tough call for me right now. I'm going to think about it a bit. I'm going to think about it. So if I go with that lime moot green, that's too much green. That's too much green in there, and that'll take away. And the yellow, I think it'd be a hard sell. It'd be a hard sell to put a yellow eye in there. But if we go with like a bright orange in there, and with a little highlight in there, or maybe darker orange with some highlight over the top of it, it might work. Just might. What orange do we want to go with? The fire red, and then build out with a little orange. Tip it off with a little yellow. I mean, what combination will work here? That'll really bring out that eye. I'm starting to think that maybe with this, with a little touch of the yellow in there, gold red flake dye, yeah, possibly. You and Sam inspired, hey Tony, how are you? Inspired me to start painting. I started with a few old Hero mini clicks as a test piece and have moved on to my Descent 2E set. Cave spiders done and working on the ends as I watch. Fantastic. Pink eye? Well, pink eye. But the pink is going to be kind of a highlight here. Highlight there. So I don't want to drown out the eye. I'm almost working on something here. And I think I got an idea. Well, we could try it, and if we don't, and if it doesn't come out good, we can always paint over it. Because mistakes are made to be fixed. So we're all deciding how to do this together. So here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this orange, okay? And this is going to be the entire wall of the eye. So just give me a second here as I put down my little thing here. And if I block it out, I'm terribly sorry. So I want to work that in there. Yep. Yep. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Because that's what I was afraid of, was that it would dull up against the green. And I was right. So that's why I put this as the undercoat. Okay. And forgive me because I have to really concentrate here. I'm not talking or showing you guys much. So just want to get it in that groove. Okay. So right there, you could see where the orange is coming in there. So it kind of works so far. Okay, we're going to let that dry. We're going to let that settle. I'm going to think on this a little bit. We don't have to be rash about anything, do we? In the meantime, let's take a little bit of this Emperor's Children and take a cruddy brush, which is perfect. This one seems to work out just fine. Okay. Like I said, that's half the fun, is guessing what you want to do. Sometimes you're just not always right. Sometimes you put it on, and you go, nah, that ain't gonna work. But that's the beauty of painting. You just paint right over it. All right, so want that pink in there, but I don't want this pink so strong that it overtakes this whole model. Yeah, let's get a little bit more. Emperor's Children. I mean, what guy wears flaming pink? I guess a very masculine guy, because, I mean, you really got to be. Let's see. You got to be sure of yourself if you're going to wear pink. Hot pink. Pink, anybody can pull off. Some people pull it off better than others. All right, so, and all we are doing is just really working that underneath here and to the side with our cheapo brush. And, okay, see what I'm going for here? You see how we got that to kind of work in there now? Now it kind of works a little bit better with the orange eye. Okay, well, now we're starting to get somewhere, aren't we? We're starting to get somewhere. What time have we got? What time do we got? Because we got our accolades done, we got our zombies, we got our beef guys done. We've got a lot of things going on here. Hey Rob, first time making a live video. Sorry about the issue you're having with YouTube. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm having a great time tonight, and that's all that matters. Welcome to trying out different camera angles. Well, it's because of this thing here. I don't like this thing. I'm going back. I'm building a new thing. I'm going to pop this top off, and I'm going to actually make it bigger so I have more room and I can bring my camera down where I like to keep it so I can keep it close to you guys. So I'm really sorry about this, but the third edition is going to really come out and make a difference here. All right, so next thing that we're going to do, as I think, is we're going to go back, and instead of that, kind of like this orange, I kind of want to try a little bit of a darker yellow in there. I think that just might highlight it a bit. Well, let's see. I'm going to put my helmet down here. Yeah, that just might do it. I think that might be the big kill there. All right, so we're going to take that yellow here. And this is a yellow, a Yuri yellow, which is kind of like an elf yellow. Or Eldar yellow, I'm sorry. And we're just going to really get in there and just kind of work it just a bit over. Don't want to drown out totally everything that we worked on here with the orange. But the orange is a great base here because it really kind of sets up the pink. But the yellow, the brightness of that yellow is really going to help bring that eye out. And you can see that orange. See how the eyes kind of jump out, but you don't lose anything with those tentacles. And that's what we're really, really, really trying to do. Really trying to do. Is bring that out. All right, let's let that dry. So I think we got a lot done today, folks. And I feel pretty good about it. We got the expansions that are coming out, I believe, tomorrow or Thursday. So I'm going to go see Tom, and then on the way back, I'm going to probably try to pick up mine and probably come back here and paint those with you guys. So we have them all ready for Sunday. So there we go. Now we're going to... I really think that kind of works. Well, my headphones unplugged and woke my wife. She said she didn't expect to find 30 plus folks in our bed. Oh boy, I'll tell you, I never stop laughing at this channel. Rob's wearing a pinstripe suit. No, no, no. I got shorts on. Trying out different camera. Okay, great. All right, so I find eyes so troublesome. Nah, they're not. You just got to think them through a little bit. You got to think them through. See, I kind of like this. So we're going to leave that the way it is right now. I think that works pretty good. Now, when we come back next week, because it's almost 8 o'clock, we're going to, not next week, probably tomorrow, well, not tomorrow night, because tomorrow night is painting by numbers. So Thursday night when I get back from Miami. So you're going to see me on the Dice Tower in the morning, and then you're going to see me back here that same evening. So you're going to get quite a bit of mileage and quite a bit of show. We're going to finish up the Frog guys. We're going to finish up some of these other guys, and then we are going to finish up these characters, which I'll kind of be half-heartedly working on tomorrow evening while I'm live on Painting by Numbers, while we're helping Gramtastic. So I think we're off to a pretty good start. It looks like we'll have a great time with this, and we'll try to get everything all painted up and finished up. So good hour today. We'll also finish these guys because we'll shade these guys and bring them back a bit, and I think just everything will work out perfectly. So I hope you guys really enjoyed tonight. We'd like to keep it a little short and sweet. Thank you all for showing up, and I hope you guys have a great evening, and we will see you very soon. And so far, I think we're doing pretty good. Here, let me just do this real quick so you guys can see it a little bit better. Save. I see all that detail there. That's what we're talking about. See how we took a completely lifeless piece of plastic and made it something very, very deep and dark and sinister. That's what we always want to do. Guys, thank you. We'll see you next time on painting whatever we paint. See you soon.